timing matters. In the vast archives of history, a document filed a day too late can completely change how events are remembered. A report that arrives after a decision is made, a letter delivered after a treaty is signed. These aren't just minor administrative hiccups. They are moments that reshape the narrative, turning what could have been a primary source into a historical footnote. We often think of history as a collection of facts, but it's also a story of process, procedure, and most importantly, timing. Institutions, whether they're governments, corporations, or academic bodies, run on a foundation of formal documentation. This isn't just about bureaucracy. It's about creating a reliable, verifiable record. These systems are built to ensure accuracy and accountability. Every document, from a simple memo to a comprehensive report, has a designated path and a time frame for submission. These deadlines aren't arbitrary. They ensure that information is available when decisions are being made, that reviews happen in a logical sequence, and that the official record is complete and coherent. When a document is filed on time, it slots perfectly into the institutional memory, becoming part of the official story. But what happens when that process breaks down? Let's consider a specific scenario. A key document, one that contains critical analysis and data, is completed. All the work is done, the signatures are there, but for some reason it isn't submitted on time. It sits waiting as calendar pages turn and deadlines pass. In this particular case, the delay was eventually acknowledged by the institution. A note was made, a record of its late arrival entered into the system. However, a detailed public explanation for why it was late was never provided. This lack of transparency leaves a gap in the story, a question mark hanging over a crucial piece of information. The document exists, but its journey into the official record is now complicated, forever marked by its tardiness. The procedural impact of a late filing can be significant. Think of it like a complex machine with interlocking gears. A single piece arriving late can disrupt the entire mechanism. A late document might miss its window for a specific classification, meaning it gets stored differently. It could be excluded from a critical review process simply because it wasn't there when the reviewers convened. This can affect its archival placement, where it's stored, how it's indexed, and who has access to it in the future. Furthermore, this delay can cast a shadow on how the information is interpreted later on. Researchers might question its relevance or wonder if its contents were deliberately held back. The timing of its arrival becomes part of the document's story, influencing its perceived value and credibility. If you were to walk through the corridors of historical archives, you'd find countless examples of documents that arrive late to the party. Letters from distant colonies reaching the capital after a law has been passed. Scientific findings submitted after a rival's work has already been published. Intelligence reports landing on a desk after a critical decision has been made. These late arrivals are not as uncommon as you might think, especially within large, complex institutions where communication can be slow and bureaucracy can be overwhelming. Each of these documents represents a what-if moment in history. They are ghosts in the archive, holding information that could have changed things, but simply didn't arrive in time. They are a testament to the fact that creating a record and getting it into the right hands at the right time are two very different challenges. So, how do institutions respond when a crucial piece of information arrives late? Often the response is procedural rather than substantive. The institution might officially note the late submission. A stamp might be added, reading received on this date, formally acknowledging its tardiness. But rarely will this lead to a revaluation of decisions that have already been made. The ship has already sailed. Reopening a concluded matter because of late arriving data can create chaos and undermine the finality of institutional decisions. So, the record is accepted, It exists, but its potential impact is neutralized by its timing. It's like a witness who arrives at court after the verdict has been delivered. Their testimony might be true, but it can no longer influence the outcome. This brings us to the ultimate historical significance of late documentation. Often, the most important thing about a late document isn't what it says, but when it arrived. For historians, these documents are fascinating. They provide a different angle, a glimpse into what might have been. They can help explain why certain decisions were made with incomplete information, or reveal dissenting opinions that were never heard in the main forum. They add texture and nuance to our understanding of the past. However, their role is almost always one of illumination, not influence. They inform our study of history, but they rarely get to shape history itself. They are a powerful reminder that in the corridors of power and the annals of history, being right isn't always enough. You also have to be on time. In the end, history is not just a collection of static records on a shelf. It's a dynamic process, shaped by human action, procedure, and the relentless march of time. A document isn't just a piece of paper, it's an actor in a story, and its entrance matters. Being recorded is not always enough to make a difference. Sometimes, timing is everything. Thanks for watching.